Do you own a home or looking to buy a home in 2024? If you are, look no further and listen to my special guest, Dr. Sharon Barnes, as she tackles the question, what is the state of the real estate market here in 2024? You know you want to. Stick around. It's only 9 minutes. Come on.
It's real special. And again, I'm just thinking about all the things that we talked about so far, about all the new housing laws, about the type of buyers and what they're looking for. Then you have, on the lender side. And that's why teaming is so important, because there's so many moving parts and so many details that we need to know and understand to really help people, that, having the team and having people understand is every real estate transaction creates about 45 jobs. Okay. And we need and we need at least 5 core, networking team members between the realtor, the lender, the appraiser, the title company. I mean, just the core, the escrow, to get things done and to understand how we put together really a unique puzzle for each buyer, for each seller, because every situation is different. That's what we deal with ADUs. Some people are still asking, what is an ADU? Other ones want to know how much it costs, and they want to know all the details. But every piece of land, every family, every transaction is different. And so we end up with these puzzle pieces that we have to, put together and help them reach their goals and their dreams. But everybody's different, and that's why it takes a team to make it happen.
All right, you get it. You got to help me go on the road and train these realtors and real estate agents and real estate brokers and everybody who think they're God's gift to the world when it comes to this stuff. Because I try to tell people it's about the core group of team. And if it's a team, not only do you feel like you have someone who has your back, but they have the client's back as well. And that's what it's all about, getting that client into their property in a very timely manner, efficient manner, and to make sure that they have a great experience. I don't know. You tell me. How come realtors don't understand?
I'm trying to get more trained realtors as well. As you know, I wrote the book How Smart Realtors Were Making More Money with ADUs. And, now with these new laws and things coming up in 2024, it's becoming mainstream. And our buyers know more about accessory dwelling units than we do as realtors. And then how to fit that into the compliance and transactional process that we have to go through. And we have the MLS, the multiple listing service, and associations asking us questions about ADUs, and we can't even know it. We don't even know a definition. So yes, we do need to team together, and the teams make it easy, because if I'm in my lane of expertise and know what my strengths are, and I know what your strengths are, it works together for our mutual client. It's not exclusive. You have to do it. And I don't really understand people who think that they don't, because it's more than just buying a property and putting in an offer. Let's tell people the work starts after you get it accepted. And now it's a minefield, okay? Because if you don't understand the issues going on with insurance and the lack of availability in California now because of the fires and other things, and you wait till the last minute, you're going to get in trouble. If you don't understand the difference between the ADU and your buyer want to have additional rental income and a casita or a granny flat, and you don't call in an expert during your investigation period, you're just stepping. I mean, everything could blow up. And so teaming is going to be more important, and reaching out to people who can help you and your buyer get that transaction from beginning to end.
One of the things you touched on is that I've been seeing lately, and it's scary, is sellers agents are now trying to convince the buyer that they don't need a buyer's agent to represent them. They don't need a real estate agent to represent them, which basically leaves that buyer vulnerable, because they say, oh, you don't need a buyer's agent. You don't need a real estate agent to represent you. We're just going to do this, and we're not going to charge you. But time and time again, when I've seen this happen just last year, at least 3 times last year this happened, the selling agent double-ended it, made tons of money, and no one was looking out for the buyer. On one particular case, if I wasn't the loan officer on that case, I said, listen, you need to go get you an agent. And they just didn't want to do it. I said, because what I'm looking at here doesn't make sense. And I'm the lender. It doesn't make sense. You need somebody looking out for you. And it just, people are basically trying to get a deal. They think they're getting a deal if they don't do it this way. But I wholeheartedly recommend to everyone out there to always have an agent on your side representing you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just what
I agree with you, and we're seeing that, and we're getting coached and having our broker talk to us about that, because buyers who want to represent themselves, they think that, okay, I'm still going to do all the paperwork and just give it to you where you can fill it out. It's like, no, you need to have access, because I can't, because I can breach my duty to my seller. If I'm representing the seller, I can breach my duty to the seller by dealing with you and giving you certain information. And so it's kind of like going in and wanting to, represent yourself in a lawsuit, and you don't know the code. You don't know anything about the law. You think you can just tell the judge a story. And this hearing is not about hearing your story. So it's not going to go anywhere. And you end up just, it doesn't make sense. But again, it's kind of like investors have been doing this for years. That's what they do. Go out, make an offer, find the person with the pain, make the offer. You don't need a realtor. I'm gonna take care of everything. But the investors a lot of times have brokers, or they have real estate agents, they have escrow, they have experience, they are contractors. Okay. When you take that and take that same type of methodology and strategy to the average homeowner who's never built anything, never had a real estate license, and ask them to walk in the same shoes as an investor that doesn't need representation, it's just going to be unfair. And consumer protection laws, that's what they were put in place for. And now we're kind of like going backwards to me. But, everything keeps changing, but I don't think that's a great change.
I call that internet mastery, where you can go on the internet, you can find information on anything you want. Doesn't mean that it's accurate. Doesn't mean that it's true. I'm not saying there's not good information out there, but to have the average person come in and I walk them through, I'll just talk about another day, just walk them through the process of getting a mortgage. I tell them about the three phases of it. You have the lending portion, the real estate portion, and you have closing, the escrow and title company. You explain all this stuff to them, and that each one of them has their own thing that the other two don't have access to. You got to go to that one. But they looked on the internet and they said they shouldn't have to do this, or they talked to their cousin, Pookie John down the street, who bought a home back in 1965. And you didn't have to do it. Well, back in 1965, you didn't. You just didn't have to do that.
Exactly.
But today you do.
Exactly. Everything.
And so it's a travesty.
Changes, and you have to build up that trust. But the internet, can be, I love YouTube University, but you can get a degree and actually able to do something. And then, on the other hand, like for me, I say, hey, it made me think I can do my own hair. I can just, put it in a ponytail and cut it and end up with a beautiful. That doesn't work. You still need to go to perfection.
That's why they have beauticians, right?
Yeah, it's a lot out there, and again, when we talk about all the changes, we need to know the laws. We know the rules. We are licensed professionals, and we can't do anything that jeopardizes our license. But our buyers and the consumer comes and they think, because like you said, they saw it on YouTube or somebody, and they said that you can do all this stuff, and then when you try to tell them the hard truth, sometimes it's just not a match, and so we have to move on to next. And a lot of times, because I've practiced law in the past, I own businesses, you try to tell them the truth, they don't want to hear it. They get all hurt and bruised, and then they come back, and now they want you to help, and it's such a mess that it's like, need to help you find an attorney because you're gonna have to sue for this. Or
if you found this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell notification. Help get this video out to more people looking for the same information as you. As always, if you have any questions regarding purchasing a home, leave a comment in the description. I try to get back to everybody with the question, or go to trtheloanguy.com and contact me there, or in the description is the phone number to reach me directly. I look forward to hearing from you. Make this an awesome day. TR the Loan Guy, signing out.